Hey there, true believers. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the extraordinary life, incredible career, and controversial estate battle of the one and only Stan Lee. Buckle up, because this is one story you won't want to miss. Stan Lee, the name is practically synonymous with superheroes, comic books, and the boundless realm of imagination. He was the mastermind behind some of the most iconic characters ever created. Spider-Man, the X-Men, Iron Man, the Fantastic Four, and countless others. His creations didn't just grace the pages of comic books, they leaped onto the big screen, captivating generations with their epic tales of heroism, struggle, and the eternal battle between good and evil. But Stan Lee was more than just a writer and editor. He was a visionary, a showman, and a tireless ambassador for the world he brought to life. With his signature wit, infectious enthusiasm, and trademark catchphrase Excelsior, he became a beloved figure, inspiring countless fans around the globe. Stan Lee's influence on popular culture is undeniable. His characters weren't just two-dimensional figures in tights and capes. They were complex individuals grappling with real-world issues: prejudice, responsibility, loss, and the weight of extraordinary power. They were relatable, flawed, and ultimately human, even at their most super. This resonated with audiences, turning Marvel Comics into a global phenomenon. Stan Lee's universe wasn't just about escapism, it was about exploring the human condition through the lens of fantasy. His stories taught us that even ordinary people can overcome extraordinary challenges, that with great power comes great responsibility, and that anyone, regardless of their background, can be a hero. His cameos in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films became legendary, cementing his status as a pop culture icon. He wasn't just the creator, he was a part of the world he built, a constant reminder that behind every great story is a great storyteller. Sadly, even legends face their own share of troubles. Stan Lee's final years were overshadowed by legal battles, family disputes, and allegations of elder abuse, casting a shadow over his extraordinary life and legacy. These conflicts, stemming from his estate and business dealings, revealed a darker side to the world of fame and fortune, reminding us that even those who bring us joy and inspiration are not immune to the complexities of human relationships and the potential for discord. In this video, we'll delve into the specifics of these disputes, examining the legal complexities, the key players involved, and the lessons we can glean from this unfortunate chapter in Stan Lee's story. We'll learn how important it is to have our affairs in order, to protect ourselves and our loved ones from potential conflicts, and to ensure that our legacy is one of unity, not discord. Join us as we uncover the truth behind Stan Lee's estate feud, exploring the importance of estate planning, legal preparedness, and the need to protect our loved ones from such turmoil. Stan Lee, born Stanley Martin Lieber on December 28, 1922, in New York City, didn't have a particularly glamorous start. Growing up during the Great Depression, he experienced firsthand the struggles of a working-class family. His parents, Romanian Jewish immigrants, worked tirelessly to provide for Stan and his younger brother Larry, often in challenging circumstances. Despite these hardships, young Stanley possessed an unquenchable thirst for adventure and a vivid imagination, fueled by his love for pulp magazines, adventure novels, and the early days of cinema. He devoured stories of daring heroes, exotic locales, and thrilling escapades, dreaming of one day crafting his own tales of wonder. Little did he know that those early passions would ignite a spark within him, a creative fire that would eventually reshape the landscape of popular culture and inspire generations to come. But before he became the legendary Stan Lee, he was just a kid with a head full of stories and a heart full of ambition, navigating the challenges of youth in a rapidly changing world. It was during his teenage years that Stanley Lieber, eager to earn a living and pursue his writing aspirations, stumbled into the burgeoning world of comic books. In 1939, at the age of just 17, he landed a job as an assistant at Timely Comics, a small publishing house run by his relative, Martin Goodman. Timely Comics, which would later evolve into the mighty Marvel Comics, was a far cry from the industry giant it would become. Stan Lee, tasked with menial chores like filling inkwells and fetching lunch, was determined to prove himself and break into the creative side of the business. He started by writing short text fillers and eventually graduated to actual comic book scripts, often under various pseudonyms, including Stan Lee, which he later adopted as his legal name. These early works, encompassing genres from romance to horror to superheroes, allowed him to hone his craft and develop his signature style: fast-paced action, witty dialogue, and relatable characters. By the 1960s, the golden age of comics had faded and the industry faced an uncertain future. Superheroes, once the darlings of the medium, had fallen out of favor, replaced by genres like westerns, romance, and horror. It was during this time that Stan Lee, now editor-in-chief at the newly christened Marvel Comics, felt the urge to shake things up. Collaborating with a talented pool of artists, including the legendary Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, Lee ushered in a new era of superhero storytelling. Gone were the flawless, one-dimensional heroes of yore. In their place emerged a new breed of characters, flawed, complex, and deeply human, grappling with real-world problems and inner turmoil even as they battled supervillains. The Fantastic Four, a dysfunctional yet endearing family of adventurers, burst onto the scene in 1961, followed by a string of iconic creations: Spider-Man, the X-Men, Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, and countless others. These characters, with their relatable struggles and human flaws, resonated with readers, igniting a resurgence in the popularity of superhero comics. Stan Lee's innovative Marvel method revolutionized the comic book industry. He gave artists brief plot outlines, allowing them creative freedom. Lee added dialogue after the artwork, fostering dynamic collaboration. This method let Lee oversee more titles, solidifying Marvel's dominance. As Marvel's popularity soared, so did Stan Lee's profile. He became the public face of Marvel, beloved by fans. Section 5, From Pulp to Silver Screen. While Stan Lee's initial focus was on conquering the world of comics, he always recognized the cinematic potential of his creations. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, he actively sought to bring Marvel's characters to the big screen, initially through animation and later live-action adaptations. These early attempts, while not always successful, laid the groundwork for what would become a cinematic empire. Lee's vision of a shared universe where characters from different comics could interact and cross paths would eventually be realized in spectacular fashion with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU. But before Iron Man donned his high-tech suit and the Avengers assembled, Stan Lee's journey took him through decades of creative triumphs, industry challenges, and the ever-evolving landscape of popular culture. His unwavering passion for storytelling, his ability to connect with audiences, and his knack for creating characters that transcended the page and screen would cement his legacy as a true icon of the 20th century. Section 1, The Rise of a Pop Culture Icon. As Marvel's popularity soared, so too did Stan Lee's profile. He transitioned from a behind-the-scenes writer and editor to a full-fledged pop culture icon. His engaging personality and genuine enthusiasm made him a natural ambassador for comics. Lee embraced public appearances, attending conventions, giving lectures, and making TV guest appearances. He connected with fans on a personal level, sharing his love for storytelling. His catchphrase, "Excelsior," became a rallying cry for aspiring creators. Lee's influence extended beyond the printed page. He championed diversity and inclusion, challenging stereotypes. He recognized storytelling's power to entertain, educate, and inspire. His characters reflected his values and belief in hope and unity. Section 2, Beyond the Page, Expanding the Marvel Universe. With his keen business acumen, Stan Lee understood that the world of Marvel could extend far beyond the confines of comic books. He spearheaded the licensing of Marvel characters for merchandise, toys, clothing, and various other products, solidifying Marvel's presence in popular culture and turning the company into a global brand. Under Lee's guidance, Marvel animated series began appearing on television, bringing Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, and other iconic heroes to a wider audience. These animated adaptations, while often simplified for younger viewers, nonetheless captured the spirit of Lee's creations and introduced a new generation to the wonders of the Marvel Universe. Lee also ventured into other media, writing novels, producing stage shows, and even collaborating on concept albums based on Marvel characters. His boundless energy and entrepreneurial spirit seemed to know no bounds. He was determined to explore every avenue for sharing his creations with the world, firmly believing that the stories he helped create had the power to transcend cultural boundaries and connect with people on a universal level. Hollywood beckons early forays into film and television. Stan Lee's lifelong dream of seeing his characters come to life on the big screen faced numerous hurdles in the early days. While Marvel characters had graced television screens in animated form, live-action adaptations proved more challenging. Early attempts, such as the low-budget 1970s The Amazing Spider-Man television series and the unreleased 1986 Howard the Duck film, failed to capture the essence of Lee's vision. Despite these setbacks, Lee remained undeterred. He saw the potential of film to bring the epic scope and grand spectacle of his comic book stories to life. He tirelessly championed Marvel properties in Hollywood, often taking on cameo roles in these early adaptations, even if they were less than stellar. Little did he know that Hollywood was on the verge of a superhero cinema revolution, and that Marvel would soon become a dominant force in the industry. However, the path to cinematic success would be fraught with challenges, creative differences, and behind-the-scenes struggles that would eventually cast a shadow over Lee's later years. A figure of inspiration, Stan Lee's enduring appeal. Beyond his creative genius and business acumen, Stan Lee possessed an enduring appeal that transcended generations. His infectious enthusiasm, genuine warmth, and ability to connect with fans on a personal level solidified his status as a beloved figure in popular culture. Lee's story resonated with aspiring artists, writers, and dreamers everywhere. He represented the triumph of imagination and perseverance. He had started from humble beginnings, working his way up from filling inkwells to becoming a legend who helped shape the face of modern entertainment. His message of hope, inclusivity, and the power of belief in oneself struck a chord with people from all walks of life. He taught us that even the most fantastical stories can convey profound truths about the human condition, and that anyone, regardless of their background, can overcome adversity and achieve their dreams. Shadows on the horizon, the seeds of future conflicts. While Stan Lee basked in the glow of his success, seeds of future conflicts were being sown behind the scenes. The very nature of his collaborative creative process, while revolutionary for its time, led to ambiguity regarding ownership and creative credits for various Marvel characters. As Marvel grew into a multimedia empire, the stakes rose exponentially. The lines between Lee's personal and professional life blurred, and he surrounded himself with a complex web of business associates, advisors, and family members, all vying for a piece of the Marvel pie. These entanglements, coupled with the inherent complexities of estate planning and the challenges of managing vast wealth, would eventually give rise to legal battles, family disputes, and accusations of elder abuse that would tarnish Lee's legacy in his twilight years. The man who brought joy and inspiration to millions would find himself embroiled in conflicts that revealed a darker side to the world of fame, fortune, and the complexities of human relationships. The dawn of the new millennium brought a resurgence of superhero popularity, and with it a renewed spotlight on Stan Lee and his creations. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, launched in 2008 with Iron Man, captivated audiences worldwide, shattering box office records and cementing Marvel's dominance in the entertainment industry. Ironically, this period of unprecedented success for Marvel coincided with a gradual decline in Lee's direct involvement with the company he helped build. While he retained the title of Chairman Emeritus and continued to make his beloved cameos in the MCU films, his creative input and control over his characters had diminished over the years. This shift in control, coupled with the complexities of various business deals and licensing agreements made over the decades, created a tangled web of ownership rights and financial interests. As Marvel's value skyrocketed, so too did the stakes for everyone involved, setting the stage for potential conflicts and disputes in the years to come. Stan Lee, despite his age and declining health, remained a highly sought-after figure in his later years. He continued to attend comic book conventions, make public appearances, and engage with fans, always exuding his trademark enthusiasm and warmth. However, his fame and fortune also made him a target for opportunists and individuals seeking to exploit his vulnerability for personal gain. As Lee's inner circle changed, concerns grew among longtime friends and associates about his well-being and the intentions of those closest to him. Reports surfaced of suspicious business dealings, unauthorized use of his name and likeness, and questionable financial decisions being made on his behalf. While these allegations were initially dismissed by some as mere rumors, they would eventually escalate into serious accusations and legal battles, casting a dark cloud over Lee's final years. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more great celebrity family estate feuds. Tragically, the conflicts that plagued Stan Lee's later years extended to his own family. While he had always presented a united front with his wife Joan and daughter JC behind closed doors, tensions were simmering. Following Joan's death in 2017, the dynamics within the Lee family shifted dramatically. Disputes arose over control of Lee's estate, his business affairs, and even his legacy. Accusations and counter-accusations flew between family members, advisors, and former business associates, painting a picture of a family torn apart by greed, mistrust, and the weight of a legendary name. This very public and painful family feud stood in stark contrast to the values of unity, compassion, and the importance of family that Lee had often espoused in his work. Section 4. Accusations of elder abuse. A sad chapter unfolds. As legal battles over Stan Lee's estate and business affairs intensified, disturbing allegations of elder abuse came to light. Concerns about Lee's well-being, first whispered among friends and colleagues, erupted into public view, painting a troubling picture of a vulnerable icon caught in the crossfire of his own success. Multiple individuals, including former business managers, caretakers, and even family members, were accused of exploiting Lee's declining health and mental state for their own financial gain. Allegations ranged from isolating Lee from trusted friends and advisors to pressuring him into signing questionable business deals and even forging his signature on legal documents. These accusations of elder abuse, while vehemently denied by those implicated, shocked and saddened Lee's fans worldwide. The man who had spent a lifetime creating heroes and battling injustice in the pages of his comics was now portrayed as a victim himself, his vulnerability laid bare for the world to see. Section 1. A Tangled Web. The complexities of Lee's estate. Stan Lee's estate, estimated to be worth tens of millions of dollars, was far from straightforward. Decades of creative output, licensing agreements, business ventures, and personal investments had created a complex web of assets, royalties, and intellectual property rights. Adding to this complexity were the various entities and individuals holding stakes in Lee's creations and business dealings. There were long-standing agreements with Marvel Comics, newer ventures like POW, Entertainment, Lee's own company, and a network of advisors, lawyers, and business partners, each with their own interpretations of contracts and claims to Lee's legacy. Navigating this intricate financial landscape would have been challenging even under the best of circumstances. However, with Lee's declining health and allegations of elder abuse swirling around him, the stage was set for a bitter and protracted battle over control of his estate and legacy. Section 2. The battle for control. Key players and conflicting interests. At the heart of the estate feud were a number of key players, each with their own motivations, allegiances, and interpretations of Stan Lee's wishes. Lee's daughter, JC, emerged as a central figure, asserting her right to control her father's affairs and legacy. Other individuals, including former business managers, attorneys, and even Lee's former road manager, became embroiled in the conflict, accused of exerting undue influence over the aging icon for their own personal gain. These accusations often painted a picture of Lee as a vulnerable and easily manipulated figure, caught in a web spun by those he trusted. Allegations of undue influence troubled Stan Lee's estate feud. This term refers to using power to pressure someone, often elderly, into decisions benefiting the influencer. Accusations targeted Lee's associates, caretakers, and family members. Claims suggested they exploited his declining health to manipulate decisions. If true, these painted a disturbing picture of exploitation. The battle over Stan Lee's estate unfolded in a flurry of lawsuits and counterclaims, each side accusing the other of wrongdoing, greed, and exploitation. Lee's daughter, JC, filed suit against various parties alleging elder abuse, financial mismanagement, and undue influence over her father. Other parties, including former business managers and associates, responded with their own legal actions, defending their reputations and asserting their own claims to Lee's assets or intellectual property. The legal proceedings became increasingly acrimonious, with accusations and counterclaims dominating headlines and further tarnishing the legacy of the man who had brought so much joy to the world. As the legal battles dragged on, costing millions in legal fees and generating negative publicity, it became increasingly clear that there would be no easy resolution. The complexities of Lee's estate, combined with the fractured relationships and conflicting interests of those involved, created a perfect storm for a protracted and emotionally charged legal battle. In a twist that seemed ripped from the pages of a comic book, the legal battle over Stan Lee's estate was complicated by the absence of a clear will. This lack of a clear will fueled the flames of conflict, as various parties claimed to know Lee's true intentions. The missing will symbolized the chaos defining Stan Lee's final chapter. Section 6. Settlements and resolutions seeking closure amidst chaos. After years of legal wrangling, some measure of resolution was eventually reached in the Stan Lee estate feud. Several lawsuits were settled out of court, with confidential agreements reached between the parties involved. While the specifics of these settlements remain private, they signaled a desire to move on from the acrimony and find some semblance of closure. However, even with these settlements, not all issues were fully resolved. Lingering questions remained about the handling of Lee's affairs in his final years, the validity of certain business deals, and the true extent of any undue influence that may have occurred. The settlements, while providing some measure of closure, could not fully erase the stain that the feud had left on Lee's legacy. The public battles, accusations, and counterclaims had taken their toll, casting a shadow over the final chapter of a life that had brought joy and inspiration to millions. Section 7. Lingering questions, the unresolved issues. The Stan Lee estate saga left behind unanswered questions and lingering doubts. The public pondered the complexities of fame, fortune, and vulnerabilities of aging. The lack of a clear will and allegations of undue influence remained contentious. Ethical and moral questions about Lee's final years continued to be debated. It served as a reminder that even heroes are not immune to human nature's darker aspects. Don't wait for Excelsior. Stan Lee's story highlights the importance of estate planning. It might not be as exciting as a Spider-Man comic, but it's crucial. Stan was busy creating worlds, not focusing on legal details. This can lead to trouble, even if you're not famous. An estate plan is your superhero team for your loved ones. It spells out who gets what and who's in charge. Without it, family feuds and legal battles can erupt. Talk to a professional and get that estate plan in order. Excelsior to being responsible. Section 2. Clear communication, ensuring your wishes are known. Now, having an estate plan, that's step 1. But here's the thing, it's got to be clear as day, like Superman's vision after a good night's sleep. Stan's situation, it got messy, partly because his wishes, they weren't always crystal clear, see? You got to talk to your family, your loved ones, your trusted advisors. Let them know what you want, what matters most to you. Don't leave room for interpretation, because that's when misunderstandings and hurt feelings can fester. And hey, it's not just about the money, folks. It's about your legacy, your values. Do you want your assets to support a cause you care about? Do you have specific wishes for your business? Spell it out, make it known. Remember, communication is key, even in the realm of estate planning. Don't be afraid to have those tough conversations, to put everything on the table. Because when you're gone, your words, they're all you got left to guide those you leave behind. Section 3, protecting the vulnerable, guarding against undue influence. Now this next lesson, it's a tough one, but Stan's story shines a light on a dark side elder abuse. It's a sad truth that sometimes those closest to us, they ain't always looking out for our best interest. When someone's getting up in years, their health fading, they can become vulnerable, see? And that's when unscrupulous characters, they might try to take advantage, pressure them into decisions that benefit themselves, not the person they're supposed to be helping. So what can we do? Well, we got to be vigilant, folks. Check in on our loved ones, especially the elderly. Look for signs of isolation, sudden changes in behavior, financial irregularities. And if something seems fishy, don't be afraid to speak up, to ask questions, to get help. Remember, protecting the vulnerable, that's our responsibility, our duty. Let's make sure everyone, no matter their age or circumstance, feels safe, respected, and empowered to make their own choices. Section 4, the power of trust, choosing advisors wisely. Now, when it comes to estate planning and managing your affairs, you got to have a good team, like the Avengers, but for your finances and legacy. Stan, he had a lot of people around him, but not all of them had his best interests at heart, you see. Choosing your advisors, your lawyers, your financial gurus, it's crucial. Look for folks with a proven track record who are transparent, trustworthy, and who genuinely care about your well-being. Don't be afraid to ask tough questions, to check references, to go with your gut. Remember, you're putting your faith, your future in their hands. Make sure they're worthy of that trust. And hey, it's always good to have more than one set of eyes on things. Maybe a trusted family member, a close friend, someone you know has your back no matter what. Because when it comes to protecting your legacy, having a strong, reliable team, that's half the battle. Section 5, Legacy Beyond Wealth, the true measure of a life. Stan Lee, he left behind a fortune, no doubt. But his true legacy, the one that'll last for generations, it ain't about the money, folks. It's about the stories he told, the characters he created, the joy he brought to millions. See, true wealth, it ain't measured in dollars and cents. It's about the impact we have on others, the memories we create, the love we share. It's about leaving the world a little brighter, a little more hopeful than we found it. So, as we learn from Stan's life, let's not forget what truly matters. Let's strive to live with passion, with integrity, with a generous spirit. Let's use our time, our talents, our resources to make a difference. Because in the end, the legacy we leave behind, it ain't about the size of our bank accounts, but the size of our hearts. And that, my friends, that's a legacy worth fighting for. Section 1. Remembering the man beyond the feud. Look, it's easy to get caught up in the drama, the legal battles, the finger-pointing. But when we talk about Stan Lee, we got to remember the man himself. The guy with the twinkle in his eye, the infectious laugh, the boundless enthusiasm for his creations. Yeah, his final years, they were overshadowed by conflict, by folks trying to grab a piece of the pie. But let's not let that overshadow the good stuff, the legacy of imagination, of hope, of heroes rising above adversity. Stan, he taught us that anyone can be a hero, that even ordinary folks can do extraordinary things. He reminded us that with great power comes great responsibility, not just for superheroes, but for all of us. So yeah, the estate feud, it's a cautionary tale, a reminder to get our own affairs in order. But more importantly, let's remember Stan Lee for the stories he told, the characters he created, the spark of wonder he ignited in all of us. That's the legacy worth celebrating. Section 2, your legacy, your story, take control. Stan Lee's story, it's a powerful reminder that we got to be proactive, folks. We can't control everything in life, but we can control how we prepare for the future, how we protect ourselves and our loved ones. Estate planning, it ain't just for the rich and famous, it's for everyone. It's about taking control of your legacy, making sure your wishes are respected, and sparing your family from unnecessary heartache down the line. Talk to your family, have those tough conversations, find professionals you trust, and get those legal ducks in a row. Because when you're gone, your estate plan, it's your voice, your last wishes speaking for you. Don't wait for a crisis, for things to get messy. Take charge, be proactive, and write your own story. A story of responsibility, of love, of a legacy well protected. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more incredible celebrity family estate feuds. Thank you for joining us through this celebrity life. If you found this video enlightening and want to see more content like this, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We regularly delve into the fascinating world of celebrity estate feuds and the lessons we can learn from them. But it's not just about the famous. We're all faced with life's uncertainties. How prepared are you? Have you ever thought about what happens after you're gone, or how many more birthdays you have left? It's important to make sure your loved ones are protected. That's why we invite you to join us for free enlightening ebooks and guides. Equip yourself with the tools you need to plan ahead. Don't leave your future to chance. Click the link in our bio below to know more. Remember, planning is not just about preserving your financial legacy, but also about safeguarding your loved ones from unnecessary stress and complications. Until next time, keep planning and stay safe.